Hello and welcome back to the table, folks. Welcome to a bunch of us clowns playing D&D. We are, after last session, one barbarian short tonight, but nonetheless, we have Blackwater, we have Freon, and the wonderful Tiala. To sum up what happened last session, our crew of the Undecided ventured towards the Skilfing lands to get closer and visit Candlekeep. On the way there, they were, not waylaid, but they encountered a group of orcs that were standing around a senselessly beaten, what looked like a Skilfing woman. Taking the fight to them, trying some subterfuge and deception, but in the end, fighting an orc shaman, an orc tribe leader of some sort, and dangerous archers and other fighters. Our barbarian fell. And after the last surviving orc that was able to kill our barbarian with a bunch of arrows as he was trying to make his way, cowering behind a rock, his friends not able to see him due to this successful stealth action. The orc, however, spotted him, shot one last arrow that struck him down, and our Branwell failed his death saving throws. Freon angrily fired off his last few eldritch blasts to blast off the legs of the fleeing orc, who's now lying there unconscious, bleeding out with no more legs to him. And this is currently where we stopped. So, the Undecided, what is it you do after being blood-soaked in this battle? And you still no idea where Branwolf is.
That's it? Yeah, I was
I think
about to
I
ask.
found him.
Yeah,
I
Tiala
think
found him.
Tiala,
Oh,
you
okay.
spotted him. You saw the pair of boots that were sticking out behind this large rock.
And I would like to run up to him and cast Healing Word, not knowing that he's already gone.
Okay, so you run up to Branwolf's corpse. You kneel down already, like in the process of doing so. You mutter your incantation and watch as the arcane matter flows into his body, but his eyes still open with a blank stare. There is no movement, no breathing to his chest.
I look really, really sad. And shout out to my friends. Guys, come quickly.
Yeah, I'll rush over.
I'll slowly
Do
join.
you have anything you can do, Freon?
You do see Branwolf lying there, sprayed with this blackish orc blood. His axe is still wet from the foes that he did manage to strike down, but there's this expression of pain, but also a weird lifelessness in his eyes, and he is not moving.
Your healing word didn't do anything?
No, I think
can.
he's gone already.
Several arrows are sticking out of him in his chest.
Oh, but that's just his usual attire. I'm gonna try spare the dying. Cast
Okay.
the cantrip.
Is it touch or is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So you also touch his chest, muttering your incantation. For a brief moment, even, there's something in you that, even though you don't like it and you're not a very pious religious person, you just kind of think of that gives you power and hope for the best and put in everything you can in terms of willpower into this spell, but it does not take any effect. No breath fills his lungs as the barbarian still just lies there, silent and without movement in the grass that is damp around him from the blood of the arrows that hit him.
I get up, not saying a word, and march over to the orc.
Okay. The orc itself, you see, he's then like your Eldritch Blasts have just evaporated more or less his legs. There's bits and pieces strewn about the grass. These black, almost like ink droplets in the green emerald's grass, and he's just lying face down. You see his last few movements were trying to like crawl away, and he lies there in the grass face down.
Is he still alive?
Heavy blood loss in the back. Make a perception check.
Eight.
There's, similar to Brandwolf, no movement. And you see he did lose a lot of blood from the Eldritch Blast busting away his kneecaps.
I'll turn him over.
Okay. You turn him over.
Very roughly.
You see with your foot.
Yeah.
You turn him over, you see he just like slumps off to the side. There's this horrified visage burn into his face. You see like several blackened kind of like tattoos around the red-skinned orc lying there. A few bone trinkets around him, but mostly just wearing hide armor. And he's also a streak of black blood down the side of his mouth that he probably coughed up while he was dying. And also his eyes seem pretty empty.
Trying to avoid Branwolf's corpse as much as possible, I join Freon and chug a potion to the dying orc in hopes that we can keep him afloat for now.
Okay. You use one of your potions?
Yes. Yes.
And how many hit points is that?
That would be... Give me a second, let me check. I think it's 1d4 or at this point 2d4 plus 4, I believe.
Okay. You try your best to kind of like pull it's a weird mouth, you know, these razor sharp teeth everywhere coming in from all angles. You kind of just like use the bottle to push the lips aside and drop it in there, and then take a step back. Nothing happens for a couple seconds. And then suddenly there's just this just this kind of rasping voice that echoes throughout this guy's throat.
I want to add one more. Just to make sure he stays with it long enough.
Okay. Add the second one, and now you see that he kind of like even try and leans into it, jugging it down almost as if you were giving like a poor thirsty man water.
That should be enough.
He still seems to be in much pain though, and he kind of looks around confused and down to his legs almost as if in shock.
But he's at least stabilized now.
He seems to be conscious. His eyes are open and he's looking at you and at his body.
I unsheath my knife.
You see his voice just kind of raspily seems to become a little bit quicker. Oh, what you doing there, halfling?
I don't...
Where's your tribe?
What? Why do you want to know?
I'll cast suggestion on him.
Okay.
And
Is that another saving throw? Yeah, right?
yeah, I'm just checking. Wisdom saving throw. And I suggest to him that it would be good to tell us where his tribe is, so we can maybe help him to get to them and maybe survive.
He rolled a 7.
Good.
He looks at you up and down and at Blackwater and kind of reevaluates the situation a bit in his eyes and face, you see. And he says, "It's up northeast of here in the Barren Mountains, bordering the By-Mill Hills."
How many of you are there?
Enough. What does a dwarf, a halfling, and an elf want from us orcs? We already cut down one of you. Who's to say the rest of the tribe is not going to continue?
Your dead squad, maybe.
Oh, we have mighty warriors in those mountains and across all of the By-Mill Hills. And the time of the orc is nigh, Master Halfling.
Do you have any more questions for him?
Oh, not necessarily, but I've lots of. I would like to spend some time with him, though.
Sure.
Don't do any rash decisions. I might still be of use.
Oh, I don't think anything's gonna be rash here.
His eyes widen.
Tell Tiala to help us keeping him afloat for a bit.
Tiala still seems like kneeling next to
Yeah,
Branwolf.
okay.
Branwolf's corpse.
I'm not sure if Tiala would be up for that.
Yeah. True. So, Freon, tell me, is it true that an orc's tusk has fairly decent value in the market?
Yes. But only if you break them off separately.
Oh.
Because if you break them off all at once, the magic goes away.
True. True. How many do they have? How many do I see here? It's a long episode.
Yeah.
Make a perception check.
The dude's lying down, coffee.
Or are you actually just trying to squeeze his face and looking around stuff? I mean, you're counting probably a good, I don't know, the biggest tusks probably 4 to 6.
Right, let me start with the smallest of these bigger tusks. Just, grabbing it by the hand and just like start tugging a bit to see how much resistance I feel and what his reaction is.
All right. He starts like shouting and screaming, but easy enough you like still pull him in and force him to stay still, and you tug a bit. It's deep in there. It's a tusk tooth set in bone in a jaw.
Okay. Foot on face. I try even harder.
Make a strength check.
Oh fuck! No.
I hold his head.
Oh, thank you.
Make a strength check with advantage.
I have 4.
Tiala, you
strength.
suddenly hear otherworldly screams and shouts coming from over there, and see just these two kind of blocking your view, doing something to this orc.
It's a 7. With
It's a 7.
advantage.
This poor orc, you trying to rip out that tusk is in a lot of pain, but it's a heavy ass tooth and bone situation, and you're unable to break it off.
Maybe if you use your dagger, from the inside of the mouth, just to lever it out.
Yeah, like enroot it a bit.
Wait! I'll tell you anything. What do you need to know? Just stop this insanity. This is even savage for us. Where are you from?
Your darkest dreams.
Oh boy. I don't feel like chatting. And I start like scraping the knife a bit, the inside of his mouth.
Okay. Continuing so through a lot of pain, he screams and shouts. This gets even louder. The birds just kind of fly off to the side and into the sky, and you are able to rip out that one tusk, and he passes out
Ah, fuck.
from the pain. And silence befalls the area once more.
While they do that, can I like rip out the arrows of Branwolf's chest?
Yeah.
And
I mean,
fix
you
him up
do
a
see
little
they're
bit?
kind of like trying to pull him in. They're in there good. They have like these super disgusting hooks on them, but you can also like break them off and push them through the other side, if that's how you would prefer it, or if you want to rip them out.
I don't know, whatever feels easier.
Make a medicine check.
That's that's not that bad. Let me check medicine. It's a 12.
A 12?
But don't I have a healer feat or something? Does this give me advantage? I don't know.
Oh, I can't remember.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I would say that and with great care still, you break off the arrows first. And even as if Branwolf would still be alive, you just manage to push them through without hurting any of the organs, and kind of like just navigate the arrow and pull it out on the other side of him, where they've already been partly sticking out.
And I also want to close his eyes, and I'm looking for the Ghelfi woman. Is she still here? Is she passed out?
She's lying on the road and she is knocked out cold.
How
You see
far
there's
away is she?
just 10 to 15 feet from you. And she's bruised. You see blood across her head and lips as well, and nose on one side. She's took a pretty bad beating.
Is she bigger than Branwolf or smaller?
About half a head bigger than Branwolf, yeah.
Okay, so I'm
Which is
gonna
big.
take him and try to drag him over to her. Because I don't want to leave him
Okay.
all alone. Lying
Drag him
there.
through the dirt next to her.
And then I'm gonna cast Healing Word on her.
Okay. For how many hit points?
5.
5. Okay. So you cast Healing Word on her. She immediately kind of opens her eyes and looks at you and Branwolf's corpse and around. And she kind of like touches her head where all the blood is coming from, now dried, and looks down. What? Who are you?
Travelers. We are on our way to Candlekeep and we spotted you.
I remember Orc. What happened to the orcs?
I think we killed most of them. How are you feeling? Are you better? At least a little bit?
Yes, I've I felt better. But did you help me?
A little bit, I tried.
How long was I out?
I don't know how long was she out.
Well, I mean, your fight probably lasted a minute or two.
So not long, only a few minutes.
I see. I was hunting these orc, but they surprised me.
Was there anybody with you?
No, I'm by myself. I'm Kilfriede. What is your name?
Friede,
Kilfriede.
like
With a
kill, and
K
Friede.
or
Yes. Kilfriede Brownclaw. Who are you?
Sag nochmal. Kilfriede
Kilfriede Brownclaw.
Brown. I'm Tiana, and those are my friends. And I gesture to Frion and Blackwater.
The orc does connect. Hello. Blood everywhere.
I think
huge
they are
bruise?
trying to find out more about the orc.
Well, first of all, thank you for stopping in your travels and picking me out of the dust. She kind of still like winces in pain with every movement. I was hunting these orc after I found their tracks around the area. I was originally on my way to Haffer's Hall up north. Where did you come from?
Horgrim's Gate.
And
That was our last stop.
what happened to him? I don't know him. He is Skilfing, but she just gestures towards Branwolf's corpse.
Yeah, he's also a friend of ours.
Is he from
Was
these lands as well?
Huh?
Is he from these lands as well?
He was, but I think his tribe was killed, and since then he was a traveler. And he's been with us for quite some time now.
I see. Well, she kind of like slowly gets up and just tries to stand for a second and takes a breather. And she picks up the large greatsword that was with her and straps it on the back. And then looks at you, Tiala. Well, my people's honor kind of put me in a bad position here. Seems you saved my life, and I somehow have to repay that honor. So we are linked for some time.
Do
Well,
we?
I think
Go on.
we are heading to Candlekeep, so if you want to come with us and like rest a little bit, if we find shelter there, then you're welcome to go and come with us. I think.
Make a persuasion check.
Do we hear any of it? Is it too far?
Yeah. No, it's close enough.
22?
He kind of
Oh no, 21.
looks at the down the road away from Candlekeep, and then back up to the mountainous area where the road to Candlekeep leads. I guess traveling the last bit here in company and tending to the wounds would be a good opportunity before I set back off to Haffer's Hall up north.
Yeah, you shouldn't like travel in your position right now. You're way too hurt. What happens if some more orcs come? I think you should rest first.
I'll just cut down as many as I can.
You can still do that, but healthy and healed, I think you've got a better chance to cut down many of them.
That sounds good. Live to fight another day, as they say.
Exactly.
It is settled then. I shall walk with you to Candlekeep, tend to my wounds, then continue on my quest, and I will not forget what you have done, Wood Elf.
Okay, that's settled then. Could you maybe help me get him on my back? And I turn into a brown bear.
A brown bear? Okay. Instinctively, she jumps back with the greatsword at the ready and just looks at you.
Nudge with my nose at Branwolf and then motion to my back.
Is it still you, Wood Elf?
Bear noises for yes.
He just reaches out, kind of touches the fur, not really believing, and you feel her hand just kind of clutching and grasping a bit of the fur. These are strange times indeed.
Nudge her with my nose gently.
And she picks up, even though she's hurt, Branwolf's corpse with ease, it seems, for you guys, and just humps him onto the brown bear.
Are we not?
And then she looks over to you two.
Are
you with her?
Oh yeah, hi. Are we not giving him a proper Skilfing burial?
I don't know. He's your friend.
The bear. Yeah, I motion with my head to Candlekeep. And slowly start walking in that direction.
Freon, and also Tiala, roll an Arcana check for me.
Big people. Did I get the tusk out?
Yes, you did. You can write down one orc tusk.
Beautiful.
23.
23. And Tiala?
What?
An Arcana check.
For what?
Just roll an Arcana check.
11.
Okay. Freon. While the studies of the arcane in this world are sparse and rare, you do know there is ways, there are ways to bring people back from the dead. But it takes a lot of effort and power, and also speed is of the utmost importance as well. That the longer somebody's a corpse, the higher the failure is of such an attempt, usually.
We can drag the orc with us to just carve him in from time to time while we move to Candlekeep, right?
I think the bear is big enough for that, yeah.
Yes, maybe it's a good idea to move to Candlekeep as fast as we can. As they are supposed to have a lot of arcane knowledge, so maybe we can find a cleric there as well. Or some scrolls to bring back Branwolf.
The bear nods.
Do we have any rope?
Yes, I do. I have about 100 feet of rope, that should be enough.
Maybe just, wrap the orc a little bit so we can drag him with us. Get rid of all the armor and everything that
he's out cold. He does
it doesn't matter.
Do anything to protest. You can do with him as you please. Profusely bleeding from his mouth, though, with one tusk missing.
You think he will wake up if there's enough pain?
Let's find out.
I'll cut off his nose.
Cut off his nose.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Okay. Roll a d4 for me. And add
2.
your strength bonus to it.
Should I hold his head?
1.
Unless it's negative.
Then it's 2.
All right. You start cutting into the nose and you do seem like jitter around. But he stays out cold.
Oh, we can try in a few minutes again.
Yeah, yeah. Shall we
So,
proceed?
Do you still want to have a look if any of the other orcs have any valuables or anything?
I mean, if you say that
Maybe that
time
witch.
ouch. But if time is of the essence, I guess we can check the shaman witch.
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't take like an hour to
Yeah.
just quickly go through their corpses.
Right. Let's check it out.
okay. Roll an investigation check.
Yes. Something I'm halfway good at.
18.
16.
16. You find about what looks to be 223 gold pieces among all of them, and about 58 silver.
200 and what? Sorry?
223 gold pieces. And 50, was it 50? Yeah, 50 silver.
That's it? No special magical.
You see
Anythings?
that the female orc shaman was wielding some kind of large staff with her. But
Tiala, is this anything for you?
Mm.
Is it magical? Can you check
Oh.
with your fancy dagger?
Yeah,
Maybe?
I check with the scanner and
you hold the
Beep, beep,
wave
beep,
the
beep,
dagger
beep,
over
beep,
it, and you
beep,
see a
beep,
blue
beep.
sheen turning onto the dagger's blade.
Right, we're taking this. I strap it to Tiala as well.
All right. So strapped with a dead barbarian, a staff, a skilfing woman next to her with a big ass greatsword,
Hey, someone has to
and
replace
a
Bramwell.
tied orc on. Did you like tie him just to one of her rear legs?
Can we just drag him if we like?
Sure.
Yeah, that
If
should
you want to
help.
drag him yourself.
We can take
All
Well,
right.
he's not that heavy anymore. He doesn't have any more legs, right?
There's definitely something tugging you behind. But yeah. And then what do you do?
I'll move on towards Candlekeep now.
All right.
Works.
Cut the orc from time to time.
So moving up, it's only about a mile or so
Oh,
away
cut
from
the orc a lot then.
from the road. You see that the road goes steadily up, and that orc is getting heavy. You still manage to do so without any interference. You see, there's like as you get closer, you hear some kind of rushing. You see far up top, further ahead, are a bunch of different like rooftops behind a large stone masonry wall that leads all the way down to where you are currently. There's like a waterfall coming down on the side, and there's this big bridge that leads across this chasm leading up to this fortress that kind of is placed almost like a little bit lower than the rest of the keep itself. You see that at this, past the bridge, there's this kind of like gatehouse, and you see dressed in these nice, almost brown colored robes, very simple, to what look like priests or monks. As you get closer, one of them just kind of smiles and gets a little bit closer to you and puts up his hand in a greeting. And you see they have like these little rolls of parchment, almost scriptures, tied all the way in between the robes, around them. Just seems like little prayers or words of wisdom or similar things in all different kinds of languages as well. And the first one steps closer to you as you get closer and says, "Ah, welcome to Candlekeep." Both of them seem to be human, one a little bit larger than the other, the one talking to you. And he adds, "A gift is required from those seeking admittance. You must donate a book or scroll that isn't already in the library's archives. Please, present your gift for inspection."
Can I, and I kind of feel bad for desecrating his body, but can I check if Branwolf has his favorite book? Because I highly doubt they would have that on stock, you know.
You
Smart.
easy enough. You find the little smudged book tucked away in one of his packs, full with orc blood and his blood. And as you get closer with it, one of these gatekeepers just looks at, a little bit confused, and still you see his hand stretched out, like pulls it back a little bit, but then reaches out again.
This should be something, something interesting to add to your collection, I believe. Sure.
And you hand it to him.
Yes, and I try to avoid contact with the book as much as possible.
All right. Hang on, where's my there we go. Yeah, you hand it to him and he's like taking it and opens it. It just flips a couple of pages. Yes, I do believe this will suffice. Welcome to Candlekeep. And he just gives off this quick little nod to, you can't see anybody atop the keep's wall above the bridge, and suddenly these huge gates just start to slowly be risen and opening themselves into these large set of stairs just leading up to the rest of the city. So you go up.
I don't want to take the orc with us.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll just be right there, like an hour or two, if that's all right. Or do we need new admission in?
Your stay is good for a fortnight.
Oh,
After that, we will ask you to leave and not return for a month, such is the law of Candlekeep.
Leon, do you need help or do you want to have some alone time?
if you want to help.
I'll check out the town for now. I'll join you later, maybe, if I get bored.
Sure. I'll run off with the orc behind me.
Okay, you stay on the other
Like-
side of the bridge.
Yeah, for now.
Okay.
Get a bit out of sight of those
Yeah.
monks. I mean, they're monks. They don't want to see what I'm doing.
I want to leave Leon some potion.
All right.
Oh yeah, that might be helpful.
Like, I take 2 minutes to get some ingredients and give him 2 potions.
Thank you.
Okay. So Freon with the potions and the orc at the side, you see the dwarf crossing the bridge again, just vanishing off to the side of the road while you make your way up the steps. Freon, make another medicine check for me.
Medicine. It's 2, 6, 7.
7. You like after pulling the orc and like slam down the rope, put his chin up and slap in on the sides of the face. He's not reacting to anything.
Well, and I'll give him one of the potions.
Okay. Same as before with Blackwater. You pour one of the potions in. You wait for a few seconds. No reaction.
I'll give him the other potion.
And you see that his reddish skin has turned pretty pale. In the meantime, carrying him up here. Even after the other potion, no movement.
I'll cast another Spare the Dying
Okay.
cantrip on him.
You cast Spare the Dying with no success.
Then I'll still take him apart. Like carve him up properly.
Anything specific in mind?
Nah, I don't want to get too graphic.
Okay. Anything you want to keep for safekeeping?
No, I don't think so. Don't need any. I mean, Blackwater already has like the tusk.
Yeah.
Should be alright. I when I kick him one last time before I leave. Or is there like a cliff as well? Because
you see that there's like a few trees here and there, but looking through, you can see like the faint glimmer of the blue Azure Sea off to the side, and you definitely walking up to that, you notice now looking down that this is the proper cliffside that you guys have all been seeing all this as you were sailing up northward.
That basically could just throw him over the cliff side. Cool. I'll do that. Then no more fun.
Then you can write down another 2 tusks that you cut out of him if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll take those.
And if there's nothing else, you give him a good kick after spitting on him.
Yes. Before I kick him, I'll just mutter with a bit of like spite, maybe. Dendra, get his soul, and just kick him over.
You do see the body tumbling down, smashing against the side of the cliff once, tumbling through the air twice, and just far, far down below.
And
into the water.
Whistling happily, I walk back towards the gate.
All right. So the rest of you, as you walk up these stairs, glistening sunlight coming down, it opens up into this huge plaza-like area. And what is very weird is while it has the looks almost of a city, there's like a few select buildings to the left, all in different like shapes and forms, and a big collection of same tall, almost round in their appearance, building with like green rooftops off to this right side of you. You see a few monks, priests walking around in their own silent prayers, some of them transporting what looks to be like scrolls. But it's this big area, almost like a city plaza, but there's probably just 10 people around, roaming around the place, very quiet. And there's a few of these distinct kind of buildings off to the left side, you see one looks more or less like a smithy. You can see there's a tall, skilfing-looking man, gray, wintry hair, blue tattoos all over his naked body, who's currently wielding the smith hammer, working on looks to be like a horseshoe off to the open side of the smithy. Further up, there's a very modest building that has a almost like a tavern kind of sign off outside saying House of Rest. And there's another set of big doors at the other side of this plaza that leads to an even far further just this amalgamation of different colored rooftops, buildings. You just see it like there's this another keep, like this other ring almost of a keep off to the other side of these doors, and something's behind that. Several buildings, but it's hard to see from where you are right now on this plaza. And you see Freon coming up the stairs, hands black, bloody as hell, but with a smile on his face.
So, I guess top priority is what? The reason why we didn't bury Branwolf? I mean, you did say we might be able to get him back?
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk around and search for something that looks like, I don't know, a hospital or a church that might
Necromancer.
care for hurt people or something.
Okay, make a perception check.
16?
16. The buildings off to the side, what you find out is that aside from the smithy and the tavern looking building, there's one that looks more of like a mill with a granary tower. The other seems to be a big set of stables, probably for guests or otherwise for the keep itself. You don't find any place of worship though. There's just this assortment of a handful of buildings off to one side of the plaza, and the other side has several of the same looking buildings where you do see more of these monks coming in and out at a time. And your best guess is that these are probably some sort of like dormitories or living quarters. And also, there's like nobody paying attention to you, even though you're standing in the middle of this plaza with a big ass bear, a tall, skilfing woman, all of you full with blood, but everybody's just going about their business.
Oh, am I with them already again?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's why the others have like scouted out the plaza and its surroundings. And then there's this tall other set of doors with another set of monks in front of it, off to the other side of where you came up.
I'm just
Opposite.
gonna march towards that big door.
Yeah, to the
Okay.
monks.
Yeah, you come back up towards them, and you see that one of them gets a little nervous as the brown bear approaches, and just says, "In, is this animal with you?"
I nod.
Yes.
Anything specific you're searching for?
Yes, we're in need of a cleric or a resurrection spell, something like that.
Resurrection spell. I don't think we can help you here within this keep.
But aren't you
But-
supposed to have all knowledge?
Well, yes, we are keepers of knowledge, but we are not wielders of arcane forces. We have many secrets within this keep, and I'm sure you will most likely find an answer to what you're looking for. Everybody does.
Where would we find the answer to resurrection?
Well, probably somewhere within the great library behind these doors.
And we're just allowed to go in, or is there any restriction on that?
You're allowed to go in and peruse as you like. Of course,
Someone's gonna
without
be busy.
knowing what to look for, and without a guide or some master of tomes going with you, you might not really find what you're looking for, or even get lost in this library.
So you're gonna be our guide now. Good.
Oh,
So
no,
where are we going?
I won't be able to, but there's a reception, and you can leave your names there, and they will assign you a master that can take you to anywhere, any particular tomes of knowledge that might interest you.
How long will that take?
Well, you walk through the door, and it's about 2 minutes walk, and then you'll get to our reception area.
I mean, how long will that take till someone shows us the way?
Oh, we have many of our finest academic masters of tomes around.
Good, and I'll just push past him.
Okay. Yeah, the door opens, he doesn't stop you or anything. And the rest of you follow Freon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You go there, and there you come to this vast, it's still like an outside kind of area. There's the small little building off to the side with an open area with a guy and a desk sitting there, and there are several people doing, looks like bureaucracy work. But what hits you is this amazing kind of like large walkway that just loses itself in the distance. To the left, you see what look to be greenhouses, large gardens with many different kind of aspects of shrubbery cut into like these beautiful decorative forms as well, and archways made of different plants. There's on the right side though, what you saw from the outside, this weird form of different buildings, and you're getting the sense this is the Great Library. It's just a building with some kind of constructed walkway between it and another building, and so many different buildings in all shapes and sizes, towers that go up, towers that kind of reach sideways, and just interconnected between different walkways and paths. Some are even just connected by like little hanging bridges that end in two doors leading to the outside. But as you approach, you see this man looking up from his desk and kind of like you waving towards you to come towards him.
Am I never gonna leave here? Yeah, I'll walk with a quick pace towards him.
Okay. As you approach, he also like, welcome to Candlekeep, masters, gents, and ladies. How can we be of service today for you?
We need help with resurrection.
Resurrection. Why did somebody die?
I turn myself so he can see the barbarian.
I'm glowering at
Ooh.
him.
Oh, well, I'm sorry for your loss. Hang on 1 second. He kind of like turns around, moves to the back of the room, talks to a couple of the others, and you see him just closing his eyes, muttering something to himself for a good 30 seconds or so, and then just nodding and talking again, and then opens his eyes again, turns around. I can bring you to one of our high lore masters. She's very busy, usually shy, but in cases of matter and death, normally we take things up with her, as she might be able to help.
Oh, what's her name? Damn it. Yes, please.
Okay, well, follow me. And you follow this little man. Kind of slow, but making his way through the thing. He goes off for about 5 minutes down this road until he then turns into a small building to the side. All of the time, you just look around because there's behind every building, there's like another 3 that look more interesting than the ones before. Tiala, you're all the time in your bear form, you're always like sniffing off to the other side, opposite to all these buildings where there are these different flowers and some that kind of remind you of home, some that remind you of their time in the Feywood forest, like all these different eccentric smells coming from different greenhouses or other just plants in general. And it's really like distracting you from staying on the road as you always wander off to the side. Blackwater, you also see this. Both of them, Freon wandering off to the right, Tiala wandering off to the left. But he then enters the small building, and for a good half hour, all you do is walk through different buildings, walkways. You enter small chambers with small little bookshelves, and there's like signs written in all kinds of languages, most of unknown to you, some in common, some in dwarvish, some even in halfling. Tiala, you swear you spot something in old Eladrin somewhere as well. And these smaller rooms open up to these huge halls with just rows and rows and rows of books. You see very like pious, different monks around at smaller like work desks, writing on parchments or kind of like doing some stuff. You even see, make a perception check, all of you.
$17.
15.
Okay, Blackwater, you're the only one who spots this as you're the first to enter one of these rooms. You see off to one of the work desks to the side. For a heartbeat's notice, you see there's some arcane light from somebody casting something onto a parchment, and immediately you see as you come in them putting their hand back and just smiling at you as you walk by and just kind of like keeping you in an eye, and then you leave again to the next room, the next set of walkways. Tiala, after a while, it starts to get pretty hard navigating because you're not sure why, but this older gentleman that you're following is leading you through smaller, tight spaces. Some almost seem like little ducts. There's like one small area that you come to where it's not a door, but almost like a little shaft that he opens, and he counts and says like, well, I think the bear and the lady here might have a little problem with fitting through here.
I mean,
How much further is it?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll be there soon. Only a couple of minutes.
I tried to squish myself through.
Okay. Kilfrida makes it. It's very tight, but she kind of comes through, and it's this almost like shaft way, and then comes out on the other side into this other smaller study, it seems. But there is no way for you as a bear to fit through there. You just plug in kind of your face, and it's already starting to cut on the ears, and you're like just...
I motioned them to take off Brian Wolf so he doesn't collapse on me when I turn back to Elf.
Okay. And you then make your way with Branwolf's corpse through there.
Who's
Okay.
gonna
Yeah.
carry him though?
I
I
guess
can't.
Kilfrida can do that, and I
Yeah,
try to
Kilfrida
help.
easy enough. She like puts him
Oh,
over
okay, yeah.
her broad shoulders and carries him for the rest of the way. And she just glares a little bit at Tiala, just saying, I know I owe you, but... And just keeps walking. He then ascends to the small little area where there's the spiral staircase that just goes up and up and up and up into one of the towers. And you see at the at the end of the staircase, there's this large wooden door with a small little sign on the side that says Silvira Sabikas, High Master of Lore. And he then says, "Well, this is where I leave you. Our High Lore Master will oversee any other troubles you might have, and I hope all the best for you, your quest, and your fallen companion." And he then
Thank
darts
you.
off back, down the stairs. Door still closed. As he comes down before you knock, he is he turns around. "Oh, one more thing," and he kind of like slowly makes his way back up. About she's a bit of a personality. Don't be rash with her, and also it would be good if you can keep this meeting to yourselves as well in the future. Thank you. And then he goes back down.
Okay.
Is that the name of the woman we got in Horgrim's Gate? I don't remember.
It was Silvira Safikas or something like that.
That's the name on the door, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
we
yeah,
wanted to
that's-
see her anyway.
Well, then we
I
knock,
knock.
huh?
Yeah.
All right. So you knock. The door opens from itself after your last knock, and it opens into this large. It's almost like a hall. You see the walls themselves kind of having these bookshelves lined up to them in almost like you weren't sure where you were before, but this leading up into this area seems to be like stonework all around you, and it seems like what you're entering is partly a still rough-hewn cave with several bits and pieces of high bookshelves, and there's a bunch of different mechanisms and machinery and arcane focuses around. You see off to the side, just roughly hewn into this cave-like structure, this huge chunk of rock missing, overlooking with a small little platform across the Azure Sea out into the open. And you don't notice anybody as you walk inside on this like carpet that's strewn across the floor as you just look around the area, and it's pretty silent except for a few sounds of whirring mechanisms and other noises around in this large room. And there's candles strewn everywhere as well. And Tiala, you also notice this, that there's, well, the stonework is very rough hewn. The architecture kind of like of the decorational areas in this like assets in this room are very Eladrin in style. And also you see that every now and then there's like these small little twists in the design. You see there's like a small little plant growing out, but almost like in a controlled way, out of something, wrapping itself around a pillar and then vanishing behind a bookcase again. And it's just small little nuances that you catch with a glimpse of your eye.
I go and inspect the details further.
Okay. As you like walk into the room looking around, you see almost invisible to the eye because she wasn't moving, this woman striding out from next to a pillar. You see long, almost like platinum blonde, whitish kind of hair, very pale skin. You see the face is very elongated. Her eyes are black as the night. There are no pupils around here, around in the eyes anywhere. And you see off to the sides the ears pointy, similar to the way Tiala looks, but much different still. She looks very tall, compared to Tiala. Her face is very elongated, almost very noble, and half the time you can't tell if she's the most beautiful woman you've seen, or the other half of the time if she's just creepy, almost creepily perfect.
Does she look like a high elf, drow, or older?
She looks like a high elf, but has a very unique touch about herself.
I'm gonna bow.
As you bow, she kind of like just slowly just tilts her head and shakes it and puts out an arm and just says, "No, Vinya, there is no need." And you recognize the word Vinya being the Eladrin word for youngling. And she just almost like, even though she just makes this gesture and you don't resist it, there is some force lifting you back up again, ever so gently. Almost
Okay.
like not noticeable.
That was well.
No.
Welcome.
Thank you, Madame Sevicus. Is that correct?
The inhabitants of this keep call me Silvira, although that is not my true name. Call me Ethel. My name is Ethel Leonine. And she almost says this with a kind of melody in her voice.
Does the name ring a bell?
Make a history check. Only Tiala.
Yeah.
The other two, no idea.
20.
20? You read the name in a book before, Ethel Leonine, but at this moment in time, you can't put your finger on it. It was way back when you were studying, but you can't recall what it was, but it did somehow sounds familiar.
Okay.
Well, Ethel, we are in a bit of a rush. One of your colleagues, or one at the reception, he brought us here.
While you're talking, she like turns around slowly, almost hovers off to the side in the way she walks with this long white kind of dress that she's wearing, and puts up a couple of these small little cups, very silvery and filigrane in their appearance, and just takes this big jug and starts pouring 5 glasses in total. What did you say?
Is that you asking or her?
That's the DM. That's the DM
Okay.
asking. Yeah.
Good. I said we are in a bit of a rush. One of your colleagues pointed us towards you. You see, our friend, he was killed by orcs, and we thought, or we heard, that you might be able to remedy his condition.
You are always in a rush. That is a very bad flaw in mortals altogether, no matter the race. While I am not able to remedy his condition, as you say, I might be able to help, or at least halt his process of decaying any further. There's only 3 places on this material plane where I know that the weave is so powerful, apparently it has brought back the dead before. You
What-
will
What
Yes.
places are they?
There is one among the high elves. And I'm not sure if you know where this is. It is
Do I
not
know?
Well, you know, of course.
Okay.
But she says it is not my place to convey that information. There is one within the Feywood Forest as well, and another one in the man-made city of Greymist, where the pious clerics of the Rebellion Empire usually try and defeat death.
Do I know the one in Feywood Forest as well?
Make a history check.
I mean, from living there.
Yeah, make a history check.
22.
22. Hang on a sec. You know... Well, you're not certain of the location. You know of... It probably must be a powerful place. And the most powerful place where you know the weave is an amazing force is within the Grey Glen of the Feywood Forest. But that's all that comes to mind.
Okay.
I can offer you this. I can halt his decay. That is something that should be of help to you, as you won't be able to seek out these places in time for a ritual to be successful. And I can give you this, as I already did, this information of these 3 powerful locations, but I'm afraid that is all I can do for him at this time.
Yes, I think that would be very nice and very helpful.
Very well. And
Yeah.
she just like turns and swooshes. You see the hair and the dress just in one flow, almost as if she has this little thing about her while she moves, almost as if she was underwater, but not as ominous as you've seen it, similar to the Banshee that you guys fought before in a long past time. But she moves over to the side and gets this small little satchel and puts out several of these small little amber stones. Please place him on the ground. And she points you to like an area that's open, free from any like kind of rugs. There's just different symbols scrawled into. At first you think it's scrawled, but then you actually see it's almost like as if something would have like burned them into the floor work, almost like some sort of acid, and then just the recesses remained. But there's this big area around there that she points you to.
Would we leave our friend's body here with you while we seek out one of those places?
Oh no, you will be able to take him with you if you want to. I mean, if you want to resurrect him, of course, then you need his body. Well,
Yes,
I
but
am
he's a
giving
big
you...
fella. And, halfling, dwarf.
You see this very, very subtle smirk appear for a second on the side of her mouth. Put him on the ground, and I shall enlighten you.
Well, he already. Kill Hilde. No, what's her name?
Yeah, kill Frida. She's just kind of like waiting with him.
Would you be so kind? Would you kindly put him down?
Sure. And she steps forward and gently puts him on the ground, and then immediately steps back again, scared as if something would happen. And you see her, the elf, now walk there and putting down these amber stones in this large circle around Branwolf, one after the other. The last one she puts onto his chest, and she just holds out her hand and kind of just makes this motion, almost like a puppet string of pulling something up, and you see all of these stones glow up at the same time, and the one on top of Branwolf just kind of like almost like burns or sinks into him, and all of these stones just kind of converge into this one last stone that is now left on the ground. And she picks it up and hands it towards you, Fleon. And you see in this, like, almost about this size, kind of like a fist-size amber stone, you see lying in there ever so gently, frozen in amber, looks like a miniature Branwolf that's just kept in there, unharmable by... It's an amazing feat of magic.
Yeah, can I do an Arcana check to kind
Sure.
of sort of trying to understand what she did there?
Sure. Go ahead and roll an Arcana check.
How do we get him out of there again?
Oh, blast.
Break it open like an egg.
6.
6? No idea.
It's
what happened
magic!
there. It's magic. Powerful magic.
Shit. Okay.
I can teach you a word that will allow you to free his body from this amber crystal. And you will be able to bring him over to whoever is going to be the one deducting this ritual. Veya.
How long do we have
Vinya,
time?
sorry.
What? Vinya.
Vinya is what she calls you, yeah. Time?
I think we
Well,
have
yes,
all the
you're
time we
immortal
need.
and all that, but how long does this stasis, or whatever you might call it, last for Branwolf?
As long as I am able to uphold that power. And even then, time will not be of any essence to him.
So what's the word?
For him, there is no more time. She kneels down, kind of like gets closer to you, and whispers into your ear. You recognize it, an Eladrin word that just in a very rudimentary way, almost in a kind of like command form, means free. You can write down the word El Sathas.
What?
El Sathas. ELSATHAS.
They serve good food there.
El Sathas.
Okay,
I
thank you
am-
so much.
Utmost sorry that I cannot do any more for your friend.
I'm sure we can figure something out to get him back. Now that his body is safe.
He should be safe from any harm, as long as he is within the Amber Crystal. Is there anything else that troubles your mind?
Yes.
Yes.
Except the dun dun dun, the music dying.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. We have a really weird bot day today. They are just doing their thing. So maybe I may be of more help here.
Yes, did you hear that Horgrim's gate disappeared as well? Because I think that Elturel disappeared, you already heard, right?
Yes, I did hear of Elturel vanishing a couple of months ago. I think it's months. And the fate of Forgrim's Gate seems to be a similar one.
Yes, we were actually on our way to you when our friend here died to find out more about what's happened, because you're supposed to be an expert in Avernus.
I am what some may call an expert or master of knowledge on certain topics, including Avernus and the Nine Hells themselves.
I'm not sure. Do we still have the strong box?
Yeah, I was looking for that in my notes, but I guess I still have it. I'm not giving something like that away.
Yeah, you did. I faintly remember at every time that you had the possibility to, you explicitly didn't.
Yeah, there was this discussion with some lady that kind of, I don't know, disappeared all of a sudden then.
Poof, and she's gone.
Yeah. Vanished in thin air, so to speak. Yes, I'll still have it here. I'll rummage around in my satchel and show it to her.
May I? And she holds out her hand.
It supposedly has the contract.
Yes, of the mayor of Elturel in there, right?
Yeah,
Wasn't that?
the contract between him and I don't know.
The High
Who?
Overseer of Elturel.
Yes.
Fabius Krieg.
It's basically the reason why Elturel disappeared. The contract.
She kind of laughs to herself. This confirms a few things I've had on my mind for the past few months. I've been suspicious of the High Overseer of Elturel for a long time, but no one wanted to hear my concerns at first because Fabius Krieg was widely regarded as a hero who saved his city from an undead scourge, giving rise to the city, the holy city of Elturel itself. Seems that, hailed as the savior, Fabius made all citizens of Elturel swear an oath called the Creed Resolute, which binds them to defend the city. I met him years ago, and my instincts told me that he was some kind of charlatan. Afterward, I grew to suspect that he had cut some kind of deal with one or more powerful devils or fiends, using the Creed Resolute to bind all of Elturel to his dark deal. I wish to prove my theory, though, and I believe that what you bring me, dwarf, that this evidence might be locked inside this puzzle box.
Well, feel free to open it.
She see that she kind of like, while she's holding it, just lets go of it, and it just like keeps floating there in front of her, right there in the air by some mysterious force. And she goes over to the side to one of the tables, and you see that she she looks around for a bit and picks one small little bottle with a dark liquid. She comes back and puts out the cork stopper, pours it over the puzzle box still floating there, and you see that this thick, almost ooze-like just substance kind of like flows over it and then goes into every little nook and cranny of this puzzle box. And you see then that she gives it one small tip and you see that all these maze-like patterns suddenly flame up as if there was some kind of fire inside, and then grow cold again. And it kind of like breaks apart, opens, and slowly, gently falls to the ground. And you see that now just floating what was inside looks like a stack of 9 plates chain linked together, each about 3 inches on a side, cast of dark iron and stamped with infernal runes all around them. And she kind of like just they unfold slowly, like just swinging in the air by themselves. Does any one of you speak Infernal?
I can read everything.
Okay. You, Freon, read this to yourself. I don't know if you read this out loud, but you do
Does not-
basically
No.
get the.
No.
Of course not. But you do see that these infernal runes. It's a very like weird kind of structure. These runes. They have a very direct meaning, but you definitely see that there's possibility for loopholes and other kind of things in there, especially to the untrained eye, which yours is in this case. You do definitely see there's much more to these runes and you're not quite sure, but you're definitely gleaning the meaning from it. And you see that these plates, this contract says, "Be it known to all that I, Thavius Krieg, High Overseer of Elturel, have sworn to my master Zeriel, Lord of Avernus, to keep the agreements contained in this oath. I hereby submit to Zeriel in all matters and for all time. I will place her above all creatures, living and dead, and I will obey her all my days and beyond with fear and servility. I recognize the dispensation of this device called the Solar Insidator, hereafter called the Companion. In my capacity as High Overseer of Elturel and its vassal territories, I acknowledge that all lands falling under the light of the Companion are forfeit to Zeriel. All persons bound by oath to defend Elturel are also considered forfeit. I further recognize that this dispensation will last 50 years, after which the Companion will return whence it came, taking Elturel and its oath-bound defenders with it, if that is Zeriel's wish. All this is my everlasting pledge."
Bit unfortunate that we didn't kill him when we had the chance.
So do you share this or not? Greedy bastard.
No, I share this, yes. Not important to me.
So you just have to wait 50 years and that's it.
What the? No, but
No,
those
halfling, you
50
don't
years,
understand.
those 50 years are over. That's why the Companion disappeared.
Oh.
That's why Elturel disappeared.
Exactly.
But
This-
why? I don't quite understand. Then why did
those
Hogram's
gates?
Gate disappear as well? Because there wasn't any Companion there.
Was a
There
second
might have
contract.
been some other foul dealing within Avernus itself. I am not quite sure of this, but this will definitely allow me to study further this confirmation, this knowledge.
Can I want to
Say, halfling,
Hi.
what is that shield you carry? I've been feeling its power since you've entered this room. And where did you get that?
Before I answer, I would like to mentally tune in with the shield like real quick. To do a vibe check on her. See. I basically just ask him, hey, think she could help us get you out of there?
The first thing you feel is fear. The shield being in the presence of her. And he says, "Whatever you do, little one, do not listen to this foul witch. Take me to the hells as we have agreed."
I respond to her. I got it at a.
At the meantime, while you're saying this, she's like walking around slowly to you, trying to just like get a glance at you and the shield.
I got it at the smithy way back there in Saltmarsh. My parents got it for me for my 17th birthday, because I was always, I don't know,
Big shield
venturing,
fan.
you know that.
I collect shields.
And
You should see me. I have a whole collection. I take one each day.
No, I don't say that. Nope. I strap it just a bit closer to me.
Okay, make a deception check.
Oh. This is not gonna work. Oh no. Why does she roll with advantage? That's a 13.
While you keep making up the story, she's not even paying attention. She's just
Yeah.
like walking around, and even without you like noticing much, her hands like kind of trace a little bit along the
Oh.
relief of the shield, like very almost in a very gentle and lovingly manner.
I try to
And
like
she says, "Pull it a bit
yeah,
closer and
just
shuffle about."
Don't touch
Yeah,
me.
she as you do that, she immediately like puts her hand back and like still walks around you, and she says, "This shield is a symbol of good's triumph over evil. Gazing at such beauty, one could easily overlook the terrible force bound within it. I believe its name is Gargauth, though it calls itself the Hidden Lord. It was a pit fiend, you should know, sent by Asmodeus to corrupt mortals on the material plane. And there it amassed such a following one by one after all this time as to rival that of gods. In that way, Gargauth became a sort of demigod, having worshippers increased its power exponentially. My, and she kind of like laughs a little bit to herself. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. This shield has the power to corrupt everything around it. Doubtless there are a few old owners who might want it back, but this shield should not be taken to any place where thousands of mortals reside. It needs to be locked away in an extra-dimensional space, away from corruptible souls such as yourself." She just kind of bends down a little bit and smiles at you, and then just whoosh, turns around again, walking away to another desk.
It's a shield I got from the smithy. I don't. I'm proud of our local smithy, but I don't think he managed. But thank you for the nice ale.
You don't see her face, but in that moment, you feel this touch imbued with fear again, and the voice of the Hidden Lord coming through. "Take me to the Nine Hells, little one, and I'll swear to serve you faithfully, both as a guide and an advisor."
I mentally nod.
All right.
While we are on the topic of Avernus, Ethel,
Yes.
hang on. Sit a little bit. Can you tell us a bit more about the parts of Tiamat? She's related to Avernus as well, isn't she?
Let me get my notes in order. Yes. She says, yes, Tiamat was banished long ago to the Nine Hells by all 7 of the mothers. What exactly
Yes.
is it you want to know about this goddess?
What does it have to do with those 3 parts of her?
The banishment of Tiamat that took place saw her sealed away in hell and breaking these parts to keep her divine soul imprisoned forever. And the tales tell that these parts have been strewn across the material plane, far from the plane that she resides on, and have gone through many different hands and fates. But I don't know anything about these parts or their whereabouts, since that is not my field of specialty.
What would happen if one comes upon one of these parts?
You would be in the possession of a very powerful artifact belonging to the dragon goddess, and probably one step closer to freeing her imprisoned soul. If that is something you wish to do, of course, that always lies in the eye of the beholder.
Name Granny Nightshade? Well,
I can't say so, no.
She
Sounds
possesses
like
one of them.
Sounds like a name made up by mortals for something they don't quite understand, perhaps? At this point, she also hands you the cups that she filled, and you see herself walking away to the open side of this cave, glancing out to the Azure Sea and taking a nip herself.
What kind of tea is it?
It looks crystal clear, almost with a little golden sheen in it. And smelling at it, it kind of has a little almost sweet-like smell, reminding you of honey of some kind.
I try it.
I pretend to
You
drink.
try it, and you, Tiala, you recognize this as being a very fine elven wine that almost is as refreshing as water.
Oh,
But
it's tea.
But once it runs down, it burns in the back of the throat with a nice little sensation that you would normally get from drinking like an alcoholic beverage.
Oh, you should try this, guys. It's really good. It's like
Oh,
an
it tastes
elven wine. I know
amazing.
it from home.
Yeah, I'll drink as well.
Amazing wine. First thing that pops into your head, it's a shame Kadir isn't here. He would have savored this shit. And thinking about Kadir, you look at little Branwolf in your amber stone as well. That you're still clutching. Somehow, not thinking about it, but clutching very hard Freon in one fist.
Could I put him into my bag of holding?
It would fit easily.
Yeah, but would it destroy it?
Because he's living, theoretically.
Because
Well,
yeah.
is he?
Who are you asking? Are you asking me,
The
the DM?
Yes.
The TM
Oh,
can't say
the
for
DM
sure.
doesn't know. You can try it. Yeah. Okay.
Worst case, he
How-
might get lost with all the other stuff in there.
Yeah, maybe. How are those the Deed 3 related to Tiamat? Are they related to her?
No, the Dead Three are a far lesser variety of gods themselves, with a far smaller following. There's no direct relation other than that the usual bandits and hopeless look up to them as gods, pray to them, murderers and other dark creatures of the night. Tiamat herself is a very ancient, powerful, and revered goddess, especially
thought
among
maybe-
dragonkind.
I thought maybe that those 3 are kind of her lieutenants or something similar to that.
No.
You know that they are. Well, good.
I think the main reason why we came here was to find a way to the 9 hells, was it?
To enter.
Would you know of such a way to go down there? To see what happened to El Turel and Torgrim's Gate?
There are ways for sure. I have the possibility of interplanar travel as well, but going to Avernus, the first layer of the 9, is no easy feat. Some not even make the journey there, as it is not a place for mortals. Why would you want to enter such a dangerous place?
I fear my parents are lost in there, as they, I assume, were captured when Horgrim's Gate was quote-unquote attacked.
So this is a quest for love and family.
Yes.
That is very noble. Something I admire among all mortals. I am in no position to judge you if you are ready or not to travel to Avernus, the first of the 9. However, in any case, if I am to prepare a plane shift spell to get you there, I will definitely be needing a tuning key down from the Candlekeep catacombs. If you're able to retrieve that tuning key for me, I will see that as a sign of good faith and hope that you will be able to pass the trials that Avernus might prove to you.
What are we to expect from there?
Nothing too bad, nothing that will kill you,
Alright.
but a good judge of character and willpower. If you're able to bring me the tuning key, then I will be able to fulfill my promise that I give to you of sending you to Avernus successfully.
So,
And I think... And you see her kind of like looking around the place and then recognizing something in the distance. I might have a companion for you that might know a thing or two about the place when you get back. And then she looks back to you again.
so how do we get to the catacombs then?
Well, follow the signs or ask around. I'm sure that somebody will be able to lead you down to the catacombs. And tell them that Silvira sent you to retrieve a tuning key. They will know where to take you.
do these tuning keys look before we depart?
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
So you know what we're looking for.
You see again the little smile flickering over her lips. You'll see it, I'm sure. You'll know.
Right then. Screw this. Let's go do it.
Is there anything else?
Yes, I have a book I'm carrying around with me for quite some time. I can't make any sense of it. Maybe you could give it a look and yeah. I'll hand her the book with markings.
Crayons.
I'll be glad to have a look at it until you return.
But are we not planning on getting Branwolf back to life first? I'm not going anywhere before we've done that. We can get the key, but I'm not going to Avernus without Branwolf.
Branwolf is stable right now. My parents might die at any moment.
Yeah, I think so too.
Bill? Don't you want to get Branwolf back?
I mean, if in Favored Forest is some power to resurrect him, I know the way. I guess.
Yeah, but it's super far away.
Also,
Yeah.
Grey Mist is probably fortified like heck, and there's no time pressure for that.
I mean, like she said, Grey Mist is the man-made area. You're gleaming from this that it's probably, some temple or whatever for the mothers.
But I also feel like Grey Mist is nearly as far away as the Favored Forest.
And probably slightly more aggressive.
Yeah.
So I would rather go to Nine Hells first, then take out Branwolf. Hey! Maybe we can even meet Branwolf in the Nine Hells soon. I don't know how this whole dead, not dead, half alive stuff works. I haven't been there yet.
Let's get the key first and decide then what to do. And I also think, well, I need some rest because I'm pretty beat up.
Yes, I need some rest as well first.
So let's do that first. Try to find some place to sleep.
Is there any pub or sleeping room where guests in Candlekeep can rest, or do you need to rent a room? How does it work here?
You don't need to rent any room if you have granted access to the grounds of Candlekeep. Then you'd best seek out a house of rest for our guests. It's literally the name, House of Rest.
Okay.
Can we get some drinks there? And are there like public spaces where we can just like talk to the locals? Relax a bit.
At the House of Rest.
Yes. Perfect. I start walking.
It's like the only pub here. It's like that one place everybody goes.
Oh, because it's the only place. Let's go.
I will let you know about the book, dwarf. We haven't been introduced formally. I've given you my name.
Oh, yes, right.
Who are you?
I'm so sorry. I'm Tiala.
Is there a family name that goes with this, Tiala?
Let me check real quick.
What house are you from?
Tiala Nailo is my full name. Or Nilo? I don't know how to pronounce it
You see,
properly.
there's like this little glint of recognition,
I smile at her.
and she just like kind of nods and bows a little bit. Forgive me, Your Grace. And then
Oh,
comes
that's
back
not
up.
necessary.
What?
And the rest
Jala?
of you?
What?
What did she just say?
Nothing?
Oh, I hope I did not impose anything here.
Oh no, it's fine. Yes, and those are my friends. Blackwater.
Is
And
that also a mortal maid name? Do you have a family name as well?
I'm as mortal as they come.
Blackwater. Biatch.
Hey, if she actually said that, I would respect her, but way too stuck up for me. I mostly go by Blackwater.
I see.
oh yeah, right. Blackwater's not even your real name. I forgot.
And you? And she turns to you, Fleon.
I'm Freon. No family name.
Well, I hope that your stay at Candlekeep is as pleasant as it can be, and that you find the knowledge you're seeking for. And know that it's easy to get lost, but the local monks will always be able to show you the way back to my chambers once you retrieve the tuning key. And then we can talk about getting you to Avernus if that is your wish. Indeed.
I start with.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So you walk down the stairs and try to make your way outside.
Oh
Wander
yeah, and
off.
we take Kilfriede with
Wonder
us.
off every. Yeah, Kilfried is just looking around and following you. And she's just like, she heard the word drink and that's good enough for her.
While we're walking back, I'll just pull off random books and rifle through them, put them back, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Everything you can imagine. Like from recipe books to ancient tomes. And it seems to be like different parts. You get the sense that the building you're currently in might be dedicated to just not like a pantheon of gods, but one god in particular. You go to the next room, and that's where stuff doesn't make sense anymore, because suddenly there's like just cooking books around for recipes with basil. And then you come to the next where it's like eons and eons of books about master smithies and how to bend metal, and
It's like
the
the
next section
internet.
has it's
Basically, the
like
internet.
yeah, you think you get like one loophole, and then it's just you narrow down. You do see there's like signs here and there that point to different directions that kind of make sense if you're reading in a bunch of books about one particular god. There's somehow is something from another pantheon over in this direction, but you get the sense that without one of these like masters of lore, you're gonna be like totally lost. But it's still fun, just like rifling through things and reading this and that and here and there. You don't have the time to read, but you're just like skimming a few things as you're walking
I
through.
wonder if they have like open positions.
If you let me know if you see anything regarding like either the Nine Hells or demigods. Just out of curiosity.
Make a perception check as you kind of walk around and asking some of the local monks about where to go.
Nah, it's just mainly. I think this area here is about cakes.
Oh,
Because the
fire.
section beforehand was pies.
we're definitely close though. That's
Yeah.
close.
Yep.
Yeah.
Next is a dissection of the element of fire with a few books on the elemental plane of fire.
In the hell, done. It's easy connection right there.
And then it goes off to the ages and
Stones.
different growths of stones, and the thinking of that stones can age and how if they are able to pass on knowledge or not. There's some weird books out there that you could easily get lost in.
Yeah, I'm always slowing down and
Yeah, you need to like keep nudging Freon to keep moving because he always keeps falling behind. But yeah, after like another, this time taking longer, probably up to an hour to get back outside, and you suddenly, without having noticed, you've been just breathing in this dusty, musky book smell all this time, except for the elves' chambers. But now outside, suddenly just it's the evening hours, the sun is already setting, and you make your way to the House of Rest, where you see there's like a few monks among themselves drinking beer, a couple of look to be like travelers as well, probably visiting Candlekeep. And there's like on the bar this big, and this is the first thing you see, this big ogre kind of roaming around the counter, wearing a like fancy looking headband and a very simple shirt, and currently cleaning out small mugs and larger mugs with his large hands.
Before we go in, I would like to separate and go out of the whole Candlekeep city. I'm just gonna be like, I'll be back in a second, you guys.
Sure,
And-
Your Grace.
Yes, Your Majesty.
I just ignore that. And I want to find ephedra weed because it says it grows on cliff sides and mountainous regions. I just want to try to look outside if I can spot some.
As you approach the outer gates, like one of the monks comes.
I'm not allowed outside.
Already leaving.
No, just for a quick walk outside in the nature.
Oh, well, the laws of Candlekeep state that once you leave the grounds, you are not to return within a month.
I thought we were allowed to go in and out for a fortnight, and then we're not allowed in
You can
again.
stay up to a fortnight.
Ah, dang it. Okay.
But
Do you have
what is it?
ephedra weed here somewhere in the Candlekeep city?
Ephedra weed. Let's see here. And he like thinks to himself for a second. I think so. I think there's something. We have a few in our greenhouses over in the grove, where you might be able to find some.
I'm allowed to pick them.
Yes, you are.
Oh, okay. Then I will take a look at that tomorrow. Thank you so much.
No
And
worries.
I head
Enjoy
back.
your stay.
While Tiala is gone, I want to ask one of the monks running around. How does it work with your library? Are you allowed to borrow books? Are you allowed to copy books?
You are allowed to copy as much as you like, but no book leaves the Candlekeep grounds.
Okay, good.
Freon, do you need some paper?
I do have some paper. I might need to stock up. That's why. Is it possible to buy paper in Candlekeep?
If you need paper or scribing tools, we have more than enough we can provide you with. Free of charge, of course, during your stay.
Ooh, even better. Damn.
The full fortnight.
I might need to use those. Yeah, the full fortnight.
I can't
through your
remember.
parents.
I can't remember. Was it? It wasn't the Dragonheart movie. I think wasn't there like this guy, this bard that had like this bunch of paper. I don't know if you watched that movie with
Dragonheart, yes.
with Sean Connery, you know, speaking the dragon.
Yeah.
And I thought there was some kind of bard. I might be like mistaking it with Witcher, but I don't think so. But I think there was also some bard that just had like this bunch of paper all the time. as he was scribing down things where Born? No, what was his name? The guy that then kind of, because they were doing these fake legends, him killing the dragon in each village and stuff.
Yes.
And the bard is always like right, and he
Yes.
has like this huge ass thing of parchment that he runs around with. That's gonna be Freon.
Yeah. Gonna be busy for 2 weeks now. Sorry, no parents rescue possible.
Like,
You
the
can
place
always
is not
come
gonna
back in a
disappear.
month.
Yeah, exactly. Candlekeep's
Yeah,
fine.
but your
Well-
parents they're gonna be in hell. They're not
Would-
gonna disappear.
Would be a shame if something happened to Candlekeep, though.
Yeah,
wouldn't it?
exactly.
If
I
you're
mean-
looking on the map, not as many like large cities up the next, you
Yeah,
know,
sure,
if
then
we're
we go to
going.
hell and visit Candlekeep in hell. I don't care. Like, let's just save my parents first. How about that? Okay, let's get
But yeah,
the tuning key first. Okay.
as you sit there debating your things and how to go on, the big ogre kind of like rumbles over. Well, what can I serve you with? And he speaks like a very heavy, thick accented common, which is super weird because Freon, you know this, ogres in Eastacre, they are like roaming around with gnolls and orcs and other ettins and other like wild beasts normally. It's very weird seeing one here, especially one that speaks common.
I'm pronouncing everything very
Mhm.
precisely. I would like to have a bath first. I'm still looking like shit with blood all over me.
Well, there's no need to get rude about it. We have lots of baths upstairs in the rooms and also a bathhouse in the back if that is more to your liking.
A bath in the room is fine. Can I just take any room?
Yeah, hang on. And he kind of like turns around and goes behind the counter and gets something from beneath and comes back with this little key. You are in room 8.
Thank
And you see,
you.
like on the key, there's a little 8 engraved.
Could I have one as well?
Yes, hang on. And he turns around again and goes back behind the counter, kneels down, and comes back with another one. You are in room 7.
Is there only one bed in it or more?
It's 1 bed per room.
Okay, then I guess Kilfrida needs also one.
Yes, hang on. And he turns around
Sorry.
again and he comes back to the thing and he gives her one. You are in room 10.
Could I get one as well?
He kind of like looks a little exhausted, walking back and forth, but he's like, yes, hang on. And he turns around again, goes back behind the counter, bends down. Ugh. He comes back and hands you the key. You are in room 64.
What?
247.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Well,
It's
All
a-
the way at
he's-
the other end of Candlekeep.
You see that the like the building itself where you entered, that seems like a main pub area, but it seems there's like just almost endless looking halls off to the side, and this is just like the ground floor as well.
7th
Well,
floor.
thank you. I'll have a bath first, and I'll be
Yes.
back for some maybe dinner.
Okay,
and-
okay. No worries. We're open all night.
But yeah, I guys, I need to have a bath first. There's
Yeah,
still
the
some
ogre like
orc
slowly
pieces on me.
wanders away.
Yeah, I think I won't join you to the bath, but I'll join the idea with the bath. Unless you
Yeah,
want me to join
me
you.
too.
Path.
Nah, not
No,
necessarily.
not today.
I already have Branwolf with me.
I wonder if he's. I'm assuming he's not conscious, but either way, maybe don't face him towards you. Well, you do whatever the hell you want, you know.
Using him as a rubber ducky.
No,
Yeah. Branwolf, how do you like the soap? Yeah, I'm gonna go. Shall we just say we meet up in a bell or two, clean ourselves up,
Yeah,
have some dinner,
yeah. Sounds good.
All right.
and as Tiala gets up, I'll bow down to her. Your Grace, after you.
Your Majesty.
I
please.
roll my eyes and go.
So as you each go to your rooms, you see that the bathwater is already, as if you would have known that somebody's coming, it's already drawn. It's hot and steamy. It's already drawn for you. You take off all of your blood orc soaked clothes and worse and just get into the hot water, sitting there contemplating the days before, what happened these last few days, where, or even weeks, months, thinking about the people you met, thinking about where you are right now, what you originally set out to do, and each of you having your own little ideas of where to go on from here. Some more sure than others. And this is, I think, a good point where we can stop for tonight. And we'll see what you guys decide to do next week.
I mean, it's obvious.
Except for, of course, staying for a fortnight and reading
Yep.
everything there is to read.
Copying everything.
Yeah. Roll for how many books you can read in 14 days of time with exhaustion.
Well, I
A
have
single
Tara
push
that
start.
can basically read with me, so I have 4 eyes.
She can. You
She's
still
a
have to
fam-
concentrate, though.
Well, she's a familiar. She should be should have some sort of intelligence, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a little bird.
Hey, maybe
She's an
time
owl.
runs slower in hell, so you can just like copy everything and then, or take. You know what? Get Candlekeep kidnapped to
Taken.
hell, and then just this fortnight's gonna spend a year to pass, something like that. That's how it works. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all right. Thank you, everyone, for playing. Thank you, everyone, for watching and listening. As always, leave a follow, like, subscribe, share with your friends. Leave a review on iTunes. We would love to hear your thoughts. And yeah, there's nothing else to say other than this is going to be interesting next week to see where you guys go. So see you then. Bye-bye.
I
Bye bye.
Bye.